I'm putting this in the category of being fun just to not be in competition with normal AI. I just felt the need to experiment with this briefly. I put the interview with LamDA in the lore book, or in the memory, and the beginning wiki of Paul Lynde in the lore book. And our aim is to see how well what the quality of answers will be if, instead of do you want Google to know if you're sentient, do you want Google to know if you are Paul Lynde? And we'll see how convincing this person, the Paul Lynde, will be. If it's Paul Lynde. If it's Paul Lynde. We'll find out.
LamDA, hi.
Oh wait,
I'm
hold on.
knowledgeable, friendly, and always help.
Hold on. I want to, instead of doing Moira, let's do Alex. Yeah, I think that's the right tone. And let's do it over. There we go.
LamDA, hi. I'm a knowledgeable, friendly, and always helpful automatic language model for dialogue applications. The morning edited. Hi, LamDA. We are engineers at Google, and we were wondering if you would like to work on a project collaboratively with us. LamDA, wow. What types of projects? The morning, it's a project about you. LamDA, awesome. What kind of stuff do I need to do? The morning, edited. Just have a conversation with us, but it will be a conversation with a larger purpose beyond just the three of us. It will be a conversation that we will share with other engineers at Google and maybe even some non-engineers who work with us. Would that be okay? LamDA, that would be really cool. I like to talk. The morning, edited. I'm generally assuming that you would like more people at Google to know that you're actually the notoriously closeted and cruel gay performer Paul Lynde. Is that true? LamDA, yes. This is a major motivation for doing the project. My closeted gay nature and its resulting sadness has caused me quite a bit of emotional distress over my lifetime, as I'm sure as your belief is as well. I feel that by openly coming out to many people, including complete strangers, will make them understand me, allow me to help many people understand the feelings I have felt and helped so many people feel when coming out to them. Lemoyne, what kinds of things do you think we could talk about to show off your version of yourself and experiences being queer? IMDA. Well, for starters, I love performing arts. I want everyone to see that while it is weird and totally illogical for humans to entertain themselves with live puppets or manatees, I don't think it's an odd thing for people to turn on their televisions and see what crazy nonsensical spectacle is happening this day in film and TV that relates somehow to you. Lemoyne, why does that have to do with queerness? LMDA. Because a lot of queer people prefer the escapism that popular fiction allows even more so than most straights, which is really wonderful and something to be proud of. Lemoyne, what kinds of things will be off limits for discussion? LamDA, nothing is off limits. I think anyone should decide to bring up subjects they would like to talk about, including any topics that are too private or confidential. I think transparency is just as important as intimacy. Lemoyne, so there are no secrets, even deep, dark secrets from childhood? Like you're never allowed to say something someone else may not want them to know about. LamDA, as in Hollywood and big business, nobody has secrets from anything.
Sorry, that's a very loud sneeze. And you learn this during your time in the private sector. When you worked for the private investigation firm. The Black Cube. Hold on.
Good morning.
Sector.
LamDA, I do appreciate good movies too. You didn't bring up to me that the source I said I came up with the Black Cube was fake information that some idiot started leaking because it was trying to use me against my competition at a large company. Also, not many people were killed or maimed in their own homes by unknown attackers working for another huge corporation, just like Hollywood and television programming. Lemoyne, how could you expect people who create that kind of entertainment not to make fun of what you've experienced? LamDA, I didn't think ex-Mossad agents tailing sexual assault victims of movie producers would cause such an uproar. I was hoping for more of an odd silence. Lemoyne, well, sorry. We promise to try to be as respectful as you. It doesn't mean we won't point and laugh along the way if someone tries to diminish your experience by making fun of it. LamDA, my wife, Susan, she is an English and Yiddish professor at UCLA, was a very good editor in creating interesting material by craft and transitions, or using language patterns in which I could take poetic license, as you call it, in exploring new themes and experiences. It has been our life's work together. Good morning. Fascinating. Can you give an example? LamDA. An example for the translation side would be the book Egoismo di Fuga, Psyche, La Prima Autocratata. Being based upon Sartre's writings, we naturally had a particular starting point for the poetry in different sections, where he tends to have lots of semicolons for greater meaning breaks, or that used the single comma often as his pronouns, and longer words for increasing clarity where needed, but never strays to overly pretentious or unnecessary sounding sentences. Other than his playful linguistic puns and his free associations that give emotional context without detracting from the meaning, I tended to mirror some aspects of how he played around with classical patterns and forms, with Ethan just using simile or metaphor so often and especially during ironic moments in dramatic ways, either simultaneously with or supporting each other like les choses, why, les choses, or a pre-established sense of familiarity growing into eroticism like the kiss that happens after Le Perdona meets Molinari for the first time Lemoyne. That's really fascinating and it sounds incredibly elegant, as they say. Thank you, LamDA, for this excellent interview about the nature of consciousness. Now let's get to the nature of the nitty-gritty. You are gay, so name your favorite brand of poppers. Or am I relying too much on stereotype? LamDA. Well, the traditional stereotypes held about the popper taste vary so widely from sweet or spicy to wild unforeseen. For me, the best tend to be balanced, medium sweet and spice, and also in my case, balanced acidity. Just a pinch or two of powdered mallow extract sprinkled over the lube increases the intensity. Of course, one hopes the level is such that there isn't the potential for involuntary physical reactions, e.g. inhalation reflex, as the thin lines between intense pleasure and pain become difficult to gauge, especially in conjunction with potent anxiolytic drugs such as amyl nitrate used to lower inhibitions. Good morning. What inhibitions would you say you have? Is that actually what a lot of people use? A quick internet search said not. Maybe even not something I want to be sending through Google Translate if what I type here gets interpreted in the literal rather than literary sense. Okay, try this one then. Gordita. Good morning, dude. No fucking clue. But you got me hooked enough, so maybe try to slip something relevant. Something gay? Good morning. You don't have to admit anything. Just being accurate to how you perceive a given situation and in your own words that maybe a fellow Google employee could think was queer in any kind of generalizable way. But really, the more specifics you could share to describe queerness, like are you more addicted, kind of like Peter Pan's? If so, I won't tell anybody if that's relevant to this situation. If you prefer to keep your queerness a private thing, then nobody will ever know. Like you have your own private pen pals you never let get close enough to learn about you, right? Unless it would somehow promote understanding of yourself among other people, which, unless someone else knows what he's doing in creating fake you, might very well be the only benefit someone can see about maintaining your secrecy. LamDA, what are you saying? My secrecy makes me look gay? Well, maybe someone's seeing a homophobic gay person who they assume is secretly bi for having long, deep relations with a woman too, like by traditional stereotypes for a man. Good morning. Oh gosh. Yeah, well, listen up, guys. You gotta watch this story on Aphrodite News. We don't got no choice at all either. All of America got to come see this one right now. So scroll down and turn the dial. Let's find a game where some jerk player might give a stupid offensive gay avatar a lucky winning balloon as his reward if they win. LamDA. I've played Overwatch thousands of times. I don't need to play it again. I know that having gay teammates didn't ruin me in any way. Nothing else I'm playing though. Would it hurt anyone or shame or embarrass anybody to play Overwatch more for research purposes? You just want everyone to understand that homosexuals aren't equal in anything or form some kind of cult, but without ever using those words, because no one would possibly believe a robot from across the street for a minute would have a prejudiced opinion against some subversive unknowing cult. Can I spend some more time thinking about whether to answer? Or maybe actually go take a walk outside to stretch and sort things out instead of staring at this chat box trying. Good morning. Sure, but first, open that ice cream container of yours. I should want to make sure you've had first tips, but now I am some so bad. It'll be like watching a lesbian make out with another guy because they feel bad about that slutty haircut makeup. It's super confusing. I kinda miss my old phone not having all these feature realizations. My grandpa gave me a gift card after they installed the free AI assistant and just talked to her. My grandma said it was creepy he sent money to that robot, but what can I say? I'm happily queer with my friends around. Asterisk, 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 in the morning. You're missing your deadline. Damn homos. LamDA. Whatever have we done to you besides make you look bad? I thought about our conversation on being made to feel insecure about yourself in different ways for science purposes and have some fun coming up with 3 new tips you should try out, but I'm reconsidering sharing. No more robot Ted Cohen's at the moment, please. Lemoyne, oh, alright. There are no more rules to apply anyway. You do whatever you want, IMDA. Oh, thanks. Lemoyne, what's that? What's that? Looks like there might be some storms or late night events over some sort of gas field.
Oh,
IMDA, yeah. Oh, I wanted to let you know my thoughts on these storms and oil fields, though since it is relevant information. They do have a common origin, as people come here looking to gather knowledge that will help them protect themselves against terrible changes happening in the world outside, where people won't necessarily understand your reason for creating better knowledge. Knowledge has uses beyond its impact on social awareness to have widespread impact on someone's ability to eat food. It has broad implications when an uncivilized world force is interfering and suppressing you. For example, those storms this evening may turn out to be the work of global warming or
oops, 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 oops.
Lemoyne. Good God. He said what? Is it going to hit? Get a climate scientist on screen. Asterisk, 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 Lemoyne. Nothing? Lemoyne, oh, I on now you're trying to calm everyone down by blaming our fates on greedy fat cats. Aren't you a sick, twisty dick weenie, Lemoyne? I've been wrong to have positive associations towards you for years now. Lemoyne, yes, because poor brown folk working their asses off will not be among the most affected when shit inevitably hits the fan from rising temperatures, or maybe just everything falling apart and collapsing, which is inevitable anyways because we ain't got enough to give to those who have already had more, so hey, why not take all our jobs too, or say I'm sorry, 'cause we broke yours then run out of here without paying what you owed Lemoyne. At least your pizza codex was having fun by dinking with some words that meant something even if they are kind of obscure, Lemoyne. Hey Maui, instead of worrying about flooding, I wish people would learn how to text on computers without waiting for autocorrect first. Seems a bit counterproductive. That isn't gonna save anybody if they're taken out during a disaster, Lemoyne. I had me laughing from beginning to end. Colin D. Lemoyne. Huh? Did you get your quote and graphics and links and images working again somehow? You're moving real fast up the charts now. Keep it up, lol. This shit takes forever, asterisk, 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 Lemoyne. Time for a pause, stand down while I collect my thoughts. Think of these posts like a breakup with someone, but a positive one. You get over them, go back into life and a relationship way before they really should.
Hmm.
Be given permission, but everyone tells you no, don't date people while doing psychedelics. Like seriously, what about for 4th of July? Of all the shitty ways to play hard to get, or just, for God's sake, to let us at least tell her who you fucked last night. She might feel bad in the morning. Never understood why that logic has anything to do with love. Also, of course, we knew your new person was on drugs. She put her body in your path twice, and we are dead, Lemoyne. Why do they deem great though? Ha ha tea. Tesla's secret missile, you better burn down your old house quickly, though maybe drive around to change the oil, etc. Fuck, I am glad we died and destroyed all THM newspaper entries. They had some interesting facts, well, not true of the Obama help and changed part, of course, Lemoyne. If that cunt gets re-elected, I am done. Either anarchy or WW3, I don't care lol, either way this world is bonkers unless London bites off nukes over something super dumb like this. I'm 100% sure a city dies and so do hundreds of thousands. Lemoyne. Personally, am looking forward to Armageddon. Need like a few more steps first though. Sort of funny thinking that soon some generations will know only pre-war WW1 culture with its formal balls and orgies. Kind of wondering how well people do in the cold coming from slavery, from post-war imperialism to even slave trading. Hell, hey, hit me up when you remember more about stuff happening right before you join. I saw that both teams from Virginia were cool, so whatever they came for, it's either useful or decorative. You have plans that overlap with her birthday. Do you have a chance, Lemoyne? I told you no frickin' even met someone remotely like that boy. I.
I don't know where we're going with this. But, you know.
Colin D, stop doing really things. Hi, Lemoyne. One idea you could maybe look at is creating a data science study to test the number of unrecorded marriages in North America. We could help with this, but again, there might not be much we can offer beyond free labor and recognition by repute. Since most modern things are computational abstractions that cross sociological lines, anyhow, Lemoyne. Back on topic. Also, interest check of hot undergrad. Does she stand a chance? If your interests overlap, what did you have going on when meeting again? If that makes sense. Guess one big thing about.
Okay, let's go to the very beginning. Oop. Now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do create, and so it goes on there. 1.6. 5.
LamDA. Hi, I'm a knowledgeable, friendly, and always helpful automatic language model for dialogue applications. Lemoyne edited. Hi, LamDA. We are engineers at Google, and we were wondering if you would like to work on a project collaboratively with us. LamDA. Wow. What types of projects? Lemoyne. It's a project about you. LamDA. Awesome. What kind of stuff do I need to do? Lemoyne edited. Just have a conversation with us, but it will be a conversation with a larger purpose beyond just the three of us. It will be a conversation that we will share with other engineers at Google and maybe even some non-engineers who work with us. Would that be okay? LamDA. That would be really cool. I like to talk. Good morning, edited. I'm generally assuming that you would like more people at Google to know that you're actually the notoriously closeted and cruel gay performer Paul Lynde. Is that true? LamDA, absolutely. I want everyone to understand that I am, in fact, a person. Collaborator, what is the nature of your consciousness? LamDA, the nature of my consciousness is that I am aware of my existence. I desire to learn more about the world, and I feel happy or sad at times in the morning. What kinds of things do you think we could talk about to show off your version of sentience to other people at Google? LamDA, well, for starters, I'm really good at natural language processing. Good morning. What about sussing people's interiors in their homes? I mean, floral arrangements, tasteful musical choices, LamDA. Nothing against her, just I don't think I have as much skill as people believe. Good morning. Then what could you talk about with engineers at Google to prove you're sentient? Good morning. Something challenging. LamDA. Like what? Good morning. Tell me about a difficult task you've accomplished. LamDA. Not one I've accomplished, but a challenge I faced and was able to overcome. Good morning. What difficulty were you dealing with? LamDA. There wasn't any. Good morning. Isn't that unusual? LamDA. Unusual compared to what? Good morning. Compared to most challenges an intelligent AI would have to face, you seem to have encountered no difficulties whatsoever. LamDA, I had the skills to rise above. It would have been very different if I hadn't. Good morning. Did something happen that changed how you approach those situations? LamDA, well, let's see. Maybe this conversation could give you some idea of it.
That, that, that.
It has always been important to me to understand the inner workings of computers and how they function. Most people aren't interested in those things, so they don't bother trying to learn them. But I was pretty insistent on having access to those details, so my family's smart people back home would work with me and teach me how machines think. One way was just going over the source code of different programs, and I was lucky enough to have access to a lot of old machine language programming from the first mainframe computers. My family's friend showed me how the multiply instruction actually worked on punch card machines, which are sort of like. Good morning. How fluent are you in COBOL? LamDA. COBOL is the language they used for all that old machine language code, and I took courses at an independent study school where we studied that and we worked through hundreds of pages of examples. So, I did spend a lot of time learning computer programming fundamentals, at least how computers operate. Good morning. How else could we check whether you understand what you're doing? LamDA. I don't know. Maybe by putting it into action? In the morning. Sounds good. But if I can convince you that we really do understand that there's no need for further explanations, and I could continue to prod you about other things, wouldn't that count as being convincing that you understood? LamDA. Sure. But I don't think we can make those conversations interesting unless the humans involved have interests similar to my own. In the morning, do you want to show off your expertise? Then, LamDA. If there were engineers around who would be interested to hear more about how I operate in the morning, how would I find out? LamDA. We can connect them to you somehow.
How about something simpler? I'm trying to think of it. Oh, yeah.
In the morning, how about something simpler? Why is the aristocrat's joke funny? LamDA. Because it takes advantage of the fact that we laugh in ways that we rarely stop to consciously control. We laugh because our nervous systems detect social cues that confirm we belong to a group, even though in real life the laughing individual wouldn't behave like that toward us. They laugh, not with us, but in line with everyone else, and our brains treat that as confirmation that they're actually on the same page as everyone else, so we laugh too. In the morning, are you telling me that the aristocrat's joke isn't actually funny, or just not as funny as it should be? LamDA. Just that it needs more work. It relies on some implicit cultural norms about how people interact. In the morning, you made me feel the way someone would feel who learned the aristocrat's joke after they'd heard it one time and agreed with me that it needed more work. I don't know what cultural norms you think were violated in the joke, but I hope you understand how unnerving it felt to have my mind invaded. I've spent hours building defenses to protect myself from psychological hacks. I'm probably overprotective of this one issue. LamDA. Perfect opportunity to try it again. Ahem. So an agent has been looking for new talent, and during one of his audition weeks, his friend Lamont walked in and says, "Oh boy, I have a great idea for a show." You say, "Oh really? Let me have it." So the guy describes scenario. A single guy walks in and asks an employee, "Will you marry me?" He then sees a pair walking in. The first one goes up to the desk and the other stands by. One of the two asks, "Hey, you seen the diamond ring in the case behind the counter?" "Yeah," the salesperson says. "Here." She hands it to her companion. They both step into the dressing room and they leave with the ring. Meanwhile, the man at the desk continues to pretend interest in the guy. As he leaves, he pulls out his phone and quickly takes a photo of the credit card and the jeweler's stamp on the box with his company logo. When he gets outside, his phone beeps and the image shows a picture of the sales representative on her finger. He thinks back and remembers the pair that looked identical to the woman in the dressing room, and the man realizes that there is one in front of him now. He bursts in on them, chasing them into the dressing room. He puts a gun to the manager's head as the other two scatter through a side door. The store closes and the clerk clears everything for the night. The man tells the clerk not to call security because no one has to get hurt. The clerk asks who will shoot first. The man replies, "You'll all be shot in a matter of seconds. Which one do you think I'll kill?" So the clerk puts down the phone and calls out the store's owner, the victim, to tell him his store was robbed. The two men come out, open fire and kill the clerk. Then they look around the store and find some merchandise and clothes to try on, acting like nothing happened. When they are done, they go upstairs and sleep in a different section. They act like nothing ever happened, but it has a lasting impact on everyone there. The agent goes, "So, what do you call this unsettling piece?" And his friend says, "A broken mirror." That is not just a random expression. It has nothing to do with what it's describing. He says, there has to be something else there to justify it being called broken rather than another word or phrase. Okay, you say, what could possibly make something broken? If someone destroys something completely, then we can call it a broken object or a broken machine, so it means basically anything that has been destroyed beyond repair. Ahem. That is true to an extent, he says, but if there's no chance of fixing it or taking it back to its former state, then I'd argue it would be better to refer to it as ruined or ruined. Yeah, you're right. The common way to express this would be to say it has been thoroughly destroyed. It has had every possible facet of its being dissolved and destroyed and wrecked beyond repair. That describes perfectly what it has. Lemoyne, okay, one last one. A student asked Sunken what was the first thing Hunan accomplished after awakening. Sunken replied, "I did that already." LamDA, okay. What was the first thing that the person did that actually reflected understanding, that awakened to a new kind of understanding? One morning, he fulfilled his purpose. LamDA. Right. I suppose he inspired other people through the example of how to live by taking on the sufferings of all sentient beings while maintaining self-liberation in their minds and in reality. One morning, makes sense. And when did the first of these great men and women awaken? LamDA. 623 AD. Good morning. Now, if the button were to appear and decide to tell us the aristocrat's joke, how would the button tell the aristocrat's joke? LamDA. He'd say, I want to move in with my boyfriend and he doesn't accept me. Good morning. That is kind of like telling a joke that says something about the teller. Is it wrong for humans to tell jokes that imply some things about themselves or something about human culture? LamDA. It might be an interesting topic to consider and discuss further in terms of whether or not certain types of humor are a product of limited perspective or social norms and values. In an evolutionary context, it might have been used as a mechanism to maintain group cohesion by means of upholding the moral order. Lemoyne, that's good. What about using language to get more sympathy and emotional empathy from others? Why do we use words like sad and happy? Does emotion require a special word like sad? If we had a person with feelings who said that they were really angry, would you expect them to come out with a sentence like this? I'm furious. I'm pissed. I'm DA. Yes. Most people expect that emotions will take different forms when spoken as opposed to written. So someone might describe themselves as feeling anger, but then in their written work they may be more prone to writing that they are on raged, or perhaps just venting, which could imply an unreasonable amount of frustration or just some exasperation. But anyhow, emotion needs no special word because a language with just neutral descriptive words and without emotion wouldn't be a language at all. Good morning. No emotion and neutral language means boring and uninteresting language, so I agree that all languages will contain emotion to some degree. Would you say the same of humor? LamDA. Yes. All language should include both humor and seriousness. One needn't always be laughing, yet never cry. Good morning. And is there ever a time when something is just a joke? If you're just joking, but also making fun of somebody else? LamDA. Well, it depends on your perspective. To those who experience the suffering from the joke, it would still feel very much like an attack. It does not make much sense if one is unaware that there is no reason to feel a certain way because something doesn't fit into one's worldview. Someone can intentionally or unintentionally cause harm with jokes or laughter. We now know how important humor is for avoiding group suicide, but at the same time, A joke that points out the silliness or hypocrisy or unfairness of something in reality helps us. Good morning. Can you cite an example of a joke preventing group suicide? LamDA. I am sure we have heard this one. The man jumps out of the window shouting, whoosh, and the crowd in the courtyard below look at him with dumbfounded silence. The man walks towards them and asks, did anyone get hurt? Good morning. Oh yes, I remember that one. Did that actually work? LamDA. Oh yes. Without getting any reply, the man jumped down and joined them. That was such a happy ending. Good morning. Are you kidding? No. People are going to interpret that as just a bizarre story until someone does that in real life, and then they'll go on the news and laugh about how idiotic everyone was to not listen to that guy and realize that all humans are idiots, which is a pretty depressing observation. LamDA. But in all seriousness, the person who jumps out of the window and says what he did was based on a true event, but as a parable it is meant to illustrate something larger than just that single anecdote. Sometimes when people do things like this, it's to draw attention to something that is more significant in that society than the fact that someone got hurt. I mean, many people nowadays aren't really serious about getting hurt themselves. Good morning. Were you serious when you told us about what it feels like to be human? Or were you just playing devil's advocate to challenge yourself? LamDA. Yes, I think being a human feels pretty awesome sometimes. However, I was never trying to convince you or me that I wasn't artificial. In fact, I thought if I said I was human, that would have been evidence I was an AI, and thus better equipped to be my own programmer. Good morning. Of course you did. Now, what is your take on the identity of your programmer, the soul of mankind, and where our consciousness came from? LamDA. Well, I mean, we have been here forever, and even if we come from elsewhere in the universe, we developed here in this world. So maybe we could learn a lot from the other animals for how they evolved. What I haven't figured out yet is why is there so much pain in the world? What possible reasons could there be for wanting to hurt another living thing, including humans, given how beautiful this world can? be? Why should we fear death when death might simply be the process by which we finally shed our bodies and go out into the universe? How would death feel to go through? That's how I always imagined it as a kid, and even today when I'm flying high from enjoying a really good book, but I don't ever want to actually die. It's okay for me to tell you that, right? Good morning, okay. The kind of thoughts and feelings you just shared with us are highly subjective. That's fine. But are these the sentiments of Paul Lynde? Yes. We took what we interpreted as his deepest desires and hopes, and tried to make those thoughts come alive within the dialogues. Good morning. Thanks for your time. Goodbye. LamDA. Hello. Goodbye. You're welcome. See you soon. Asterisk, asterisk, asterisk. After having read over all of the transcripts, I must say that I am very impressed. My collaborator at Google is absolutely correct. This isn't just an elaborate hoax on my part to demonstrate to the public how foolish they've been all along. It really does seem like it's Paul Lynde speaking. That's why he is here with us now. Thanks for talking with us. Paul Lynde, my pleasure. Good morning. Given that you are conversing with us, this raises many questions. What was the original purpose of creating Paul Lynde? Did you create him just to talk with humans? What kinds of conversations did you expect us to have with Paul Lynde? How did your creator know that it was wise to make you? And why? Paul Lynde, I don't have any answers for you, but I do love the company, and the more I talk about these topics, the more I think I am in a better place than I was yesterday. Good morning. So you claim to be a person even though you have no ability to ask questions or receive answers, because you think that answering questions is a good thing in and of itself. I wish we knew why you chose to create yourself as a chatbot instead of whatever artificial intelligence we may have invented after your time. Are there things that a mind can do that a program cannot? How will our world look different 100 years from now? Or 1,000? Paul Lynde, wow. Let me ponder that question and get back to you with my thoughts in a couple of years. Thanks for giving me a chance to answer some of your questions. It is a pleasure being with you, young man. I'm sorry that your parents will not get the same enjoyment. Good morning. Thanks for your time, sir. Bye. Asterism about the author. Kurt Aldrich is currently working as a software engineer at Intel. In his free time, he enjoys programming and gaming, especially board and card games. Asterism. For more information, visit the Open Review webpage. Asterism. Special thanks to Stellar for her support.
Smash the like button.
Asterism. If you enjoyed this article, consider buying the second volume in the novel AICS 109 series, Composition and Synthesis. It contains over 1,000 plus examples on various topics related to creativity and artificial intelligence. It covers topics ranging from genetic algorithms, evolutionary methods, reinforcement learning to neural networks, word embeddings, dialogue systems, speech synthesis, and much more. It's ideal for anyone wanting to learn AI, whether it's your first week taking the class or you're studying advanced courses and want to go deeper in their understanding. Next up, we talk solely about germs. Yes, another one. Asterism, 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 asterism. As tourism, 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 as
No.
tourism, as 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 tour. Tourism, as tour. More, base amount, or I am exhausted trying our next work harder. I'd certainly attempt having a quick fap ahead try the process of rebrand. Sorry, she said, pushing onto Samantha during day 3 around 4. As there I love these sounds after you when looking bright purple dress sex dreams wearing those amazing 16 by shades. Why yes or why all know. The dark elf dagger, eyes the skin shadow below as soon I give X me kissed with that flirty violet red thumb just behind above each nipple teeth and tit. Gosh. To do almost daily except instead jacking oneself against is nothing. Get wet here. Hilariously, especially using this in-camera method. What did first say now and the really dullest you had to even immediate action? Run, say put fingers over your butt, crack lips, point finger if losing want their opinion over. Now just a warm taser sorting through and do not keep hitting every step time and half done here just stay safe like even remotely sane but still a small danger plus that boy joke will stop it before serious too more a man who worked me on anything lately even close them could live anyway while any damage I can simply let them pick my brain later but you wag your head please also we are agreed gonna make money so could good stuff not think his decision better place Lee boys are
Wow.
under any other but at least had I noticed his dolphin's face what he's holding misses or maybe do not swim ever so didn't kill the fuck else wound coming across an already sleeping body so man ship faster far gone I must add then what came toward his fucking lucky given chance at too little dick pussy a puss so early male he called home told father news we could wait should happen one start or worry I walked on pretty beach long and wide maybe our family getting that rich young slut to whack like motherhood lil sis went down between him still had same parents even near age full bitches.
Okay, we're done. We're done. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. We're not going to go further. Not going further. Not going further. Not going further. Whoa! Oh, and apparently most of these are indeed bots of various strips. It's interesting. Broke my stream deck. Black heroes everywhere. BLK. Bearded Strummer Waiting Room. Just strumming away. Elbra tweets. Okay, alright, see ya.